Hi everybody, this is Batmerk here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Joker. There will be spoilers in this, so be warned. This movie starts off with Arthur Fleck, the clown slash would be comedian someday, um, by Joaquin Phoenix. He starts off basically just working the streets, throwing signs, doing advertisements, dressed as a clown. Then he gets picked on by these street kids, and they beat him up and break the sign over him. Um, he goes through a lot of struggles of that, where people just pick on him through the whole movie. Um, Later on, he meets a lady in his apartment that he has a crush on, and he's trying to get to know her. And also, he lives with his mother, and he has to take care of her. And you could tell that there's something really wrong with her. He's always having to like clean her and just talk to her. And she's really like fascinated with Thomas Wayne. Throughout the story, he slowly progresses into madness. He meets with a social worker, and she's basically there just trying to check up on him and tell him about, talk to him about his journal and what is he writing in it. And, you find out he's basically just like a weirdo that lives at home with his mom, and it's just crazy. But as the story unravels, you see that there's more to the story. He basically gets attacked by these like tools bags from like Wall Street, and they accost him, and he ends up taking them out with a gun. And there's like this whole like police I wouldn't say a police force, but there's these two detectives trying to figure out who he is. And he starts a whole movement because of the basically the guys that he killed in the subway, the tool bags from Wall Street. And he gets fired from his job, and then he moves into a stand-up comedy, and he gets noticed by this like TV show host, kind of like Johnny Carson, similar to, played by Robert De Niro, similar to Johnny Carson. And they get footage of Arthur like doing a stand-up set at some local like comedy club, and he's just sitting there laughing all day, and they're just making fun of him because he's laughing. Obviously there's something wrong with him, so he wants to get him on his show. Like, oh, let's get him on his show so we can make fun of him, which is pretty fucked up. So Arthur just goes crazy, and he ends up getting on the show, and you really see what happens and how he becomes a Joker. One thing about this movie that was pretty crazy, a major plot twist, you find out that possibly Arthur is the son of Thomas Wayne, which would make him Batman's brother, and which was kind of weird because he would be like 20 something years older than Batman, which kind of I thought was kind of weird. If they made a sequel, you'd have possibly theoretically a Batman that's 20 years younger than Joker. So Joker's running around in Gotham City for 10 years, inspiring all these different mass vigilantes and supervillains. In a way that could be kind of cool, but imagine like a 20-year-old Batman beating the fuck out of like a 50-year-old Joker. I don't know, it's just kind of like overkill, but it could be cool. I mean, Jack Nicholson was like 10 years older than Michael Keaton in the old one, so I will say that the Joaquin Phoenix Joker was better than the Jared Leto one, but I do like the Heath Ledger one more. He was like seemed like he was more like, I don't know. He was more of a genius. Like, he knew what was going on all the time. He was plotting. He was a fighter. He seemed like an ex-CIA guy or something like that. But Joaquin carved out his own formula and his own like persona for this movie, and it was really cool. I would definitely recommend it. As like a film goer or critic or wannabe critic, I would say this movie is very, very good, and I would recommend it like a Best Picture or maybe even just any kind of Academy Award. Joaquin Phoenix should definitely get an Oscar for it, just for what he did, just as a solid movie. But as a comic book nerd fan, I don't know. There's a lot of little things, like a lot of little boxes that need to get checked off, and this movie didn't check all of them off. I wish there was like a little bit more action in it, but all in all, it was a great movie. I do recommend this movie. I would give it 2 horns up. So, as always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. See you next time, and have a great night.